No f***ing way. Oh my god! Dude. I spent so long to do that. I guess I'll introduce myself. My name is Logan. I am a Mario Kart Wii time trialer. You may or may not have heard of me before. I will be the commentator of this video. I promise you this video is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's not your ordinary world record history video. It's about an unprecedented journey that nobody would have thought was possible in the most recent Mario Kart. Yes, this video is about Mario Kart World. People have very mixed feelings about this game, mostly because of the gripe with intermissions. Trust me, I've seen the broken down RB picture a million times. But don't worry, I'm pleased to say there are no intermissions in this video. This video will be focusing on a world record statistic that can be perfected in time trials. This is mkwrs.com. It tracks every world record ever set in every Mario Kart game, and also Super Mario Odyssey for some reason. Let's find the stat you can perfect for Mario Kart World. We're going to click on player rankings, and we have 4 different statistics that pop up. The only one you can perfect here is number of tracks with world records. These, in short, are called unique tracks. This will be the focus of the video. Let's say you set a world record on your favorite track in any Mario Kart. That will count as one unique track, and you cannot lose that even if you get beaten. It basically shows that you had the track at some point. That means you can only have so many unique tracks. As of right now in Mario Kart World, there are 30 total tracks. So the maximum you can possibly have is 30 unique tracks pending a DLC. Before we get into any of this, we need to look back and see if anyone has perfected this statistic before. Keep in mind, I'm looking for players who have set a world record on every single category in their game. I'll still give credit to those who have perfected certain aspects of unique tracks with partial perfection. Let's start with the pilot game of the series, Super Mario Kart. SMK has a separate leaderboard from NTSC and PAL. There are 4 players that have perfected the PAL version: KVD, Sammy, Kart7, and Edwin P, all having a perfect 40 out of 40 unique tracks. However, nobody has perfection on the NTSC version, making it 4 players with partial perfection. Which brings us to Mario Kart 64, one of the most iconic Mario Karts. We have 2 players with perfection on No Shortcut, which is MR and Pierce L. Pierce L is actually the only player to hold all 32 no shortcut records at once, but unfortunately he ended up like Marty recently. Mario Kart 64 is also the first game with shortcut categories. There are 26 total shortcut categories. Abney is really close to shortcut perfection with 25, only missing Wario Stadium 3 lap held by VAJ. That means 2 players have partial perfection in Mario Kart 64, which leads us to a lesser known game, being Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance. There's only no shortcut categories on MKWRS, but there's a lot of categories. 80 unique tracks are possible in this game. There's no way anyone is perfect here with that many, right? I was wrong. Shock has a perfect 80 out of 80, which is our first player with complete perfection. Shock dominated Mario Kart Super Circuit in the 2010s, possibly the most dominant player in any Mario Kart. Let's see if Mario Kart Double Dash has anyone similar to him. Double Dash has a complicated history. This game has no shortcut and shortcut. For no shortcut, Goomba has a perfect 32 out of 32, but on the shortcut side, he used to have perfection until 2021. But there is a new category that was created on Wario's Coliseum by iMath, so Goomba used to have complete perfection, but now just partial. iMath had a somewhat similar fate, however. He used to have perfection on every shortcut category with a perfect 12 out of 12 categories, until a new category got created by Electro on Sherbetland. So that means iMath used to have partial perfection, and now just one short of it. Very complicated history to say the least. But this doesn't come anywhere close to the absurdity in Mario Kart DS. I'm about to tell you something that is possibly the most ridiculous thing you'll ever hear in the history of time trials. Mario Kart DS was released on November 14th, 2005. That's only 48 days tracked for the year 2005. What if I told you someone set 434 world records in those 48 days? That is 9 world records a day on average. This was pulled off by Michael F. And yeah, he also pulled off a perfect 64 out of 64 categories for complete perfection as well. The second player with complete perfection. That's a tough act to follow for our next game, Mario Kart Wii, because nobody has any kind of perfection in this game outside of the players page. Anyways, let's see who's the closest for unique tracks. Okay, haha, funny joke. The guy making this video is the closest in Mario Kart Wii. Let's see who it really is. That's better. Blake the Big Round Dog is the closest with 23 out of the 32 possible tracks. Let's move on to a more active game in Mario Kart 7. I'm sure this is everyone's favorite game. It certainly is mine. Just kidding, nobody's ever said this. Mario Kart 7 has nobody with perfection. Mick is the closest with 26 out of the possible 32 unique tracks, which somehow leads us to an even more unpopular game, Mario Kart 8 U. In all fairness, this game came out on the worst modern Nintendo console, so it never really had a chance. There was someone pretty close to perfection though. Diogo had 46 of the possible 48 categories. That will leave us with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which has the most possible unique tracks in the franchise with 192 total categories. There are a ton because there are 2 different CCs for a whopping 96 tracks. And just as you would expect, nobody is close to perfection. But Alberto is the most ever in any Mario Kart at 122 unique tracks. That alone is just absurd. That'll do it for the history. As it stands right now, there are 7 players with partial perfection and 2 players in the prestigious club of having complete perfection. Now it's time to jump ahead to May of 2025, just about a month before the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World's release. I'm not gonna get a Switch 2. The game doesn't look that good. I doubt time trials would be good in Mario Kart World anyways. Nintendo kinda sucks now. You shouldn't really get a console on day 1 because they could be defective too. You saw that with the Switch 1. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get one, at least not for a long time. Oh, the Switch 2 is out in Europe, and Mario Kart World releases tomorrow too. I guess let's see what it looks like. I'm not going to get a console anyways. Wow. This game looks... It looks... Where is he? Whoa. Whoa, 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 stop, 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 stop. Okay. It looks really good. I need to get a console tomorrow. They might not even have any. I got into my vehicle and drove 1 hour and 30 minutes to the nearest Walmart. About to find out if they have any consoles or not. It was a humongous gamble. Luckily, they said they had enough for everyone in line 3 times over.
Attention Walmart shoppers! We have plenty of Nintendo Switch 2s in stock. Get yours today.
So I got the Switch 2 and went home. I plugged in my Switch 2 and loaded up Mario Kart World. And right away, I started my stream. It was a complete surprise to a lot of people because I was basically against getting a console. So I had to eat for a little bit. And truthfully, I deserved to eat. It all basically came down to FOMO, the fear of missing out. I didn't know it at the time, but this would end up being my best decision of the year. It wasn't very hard finding the first track to play. One of my favorite tracks in Mario Kart Wii is Toad's Factory, and Mario Kart World finally remade the track for the first time after Wii. Since this is the first track, I will explain what the structure will look like at the start of every grind. The world record and player will be here, my PB will be here, and the calendar date here. The world record and PB will be consistently moving, especially in the early days. The first player we will be battling against is Terra. He is a well-known player across multiple Mario Karts, and actually has some history in Mario Kart Wii on this exact track, setting a 149, which is considered solid in that game. If I were to guess, he might be playing the track for the same reasons. Terra's world record time at the start of my first session was a 155.563. It's time for my first session of Mario Kart World. I'm front flipping it. Oh, never front flip. Dude, who's playing Splatoon 3? Come on. Nobody's playing Splatoon 3 right now. Obviously. Oh my f***ing... I streamed too early. My first impression about the game is the driving feels really strange, definitely unlike any other game. It took a couple of hours to get a good grasp on it for the first time. I come from a game with no outside drift, so players from a game like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe have a big advantage on me, because that's basically all they do in that game. Toad's Factory has some very interesting sections in this game. Right before the conveyor belt section, you can bonk the wall on the left and go inside of the orange conveyor belt to save time instead of going on the wider green one. It turns out they also completely removed the lake in this version of Toad's Factory, where in Mario Kart Wii, the lake cut is the most important part of the whole track. I set my first PB clocking in at a 157.102, which was actually 4th place despite being over a second and a half off. Just a quick note, I am missing a lot of footage from these early days, so I'll try to get as much as I can for the PB history. I ended up PBing again at a 156.531 to move to 3rd, and in between these PBs, Terra improved the world record 2 times. First, with a 155.239, and then a 155.111. It was quickly looking like an uphill battle, and then I got my first break, jumping all the way to a 155.339 and seizing 2nd place, which is only 0.2 off of the world record. This was officially the end of the first day, and it ended up being an 11-hour session on basically no sleep. I literally just drove to Walmart and back earlier in the day. Overall, the first session was really solid for having no expectations. My goal became very apparent for tomorrow, and that was get a page. What does that mean? If you set even just one world record in any Mario Kart, you get a new game page to your MKWRS profile forever. And in this moment, that's all I really wanted to do in this game. It really felt like the first session would be my only chance to do it, not knowing how hard it would be the next day. And the only reason I felt this way is because I watched all my friends set one on the first day and felt like I was just completely outmatched. No other way to put it. I definitely don't have the natural talent like they do when first picking something up, but I'm determined to pull this off. It's day 2. Terra pushed down the world record significantly overnight with 3 improvements, all the way down to a 154.731, and the mountain has just become that much steeper to climb. Quite frankly, Terra was the far more superior player on this track, cranking out improvements like it's nothing. The most frustrating part about this track was what we talked about earlier, the conveyor belt turn. He seemingly had that figured out before anyone else, which was my biggest struggle of the track. There was also a new trick introduced that felt like it was completely luck-based, which was this platform trick, adding another tough part to the track. It just felt like it wasn't going to happen. I can't control what other people do, so I just had to somehow block it out and focus on what I'm doing. I finally got a new PB after a couple of hours into the session, with the second 154 at a 154.945, still 0.2 off of Terra's time. It felt like a miracle needed to happen. There's a weird trick on the boost ramp that gives you a lot of airtime to make the shortcut nearly impossible to do well. And not only that, this was really rare. Possibly a 1 in 100 result, judging by previous sessions. This fail was really painful because it would have easily been world record, seeing that I was well ahead of the Ghost. But this tells me that I could do it. Yes! Yes, dude! God! Oh. And there it is, all I ever wanted. Another world record page for another Mario Kart. The pressure was off and I played worldwides with my friends for a little bit to explore the game. It was definitely a relief to say the least. Eventually the worldwides were starting to feel kind of scuffed. I wanted to learn a new track to get under my belt. sticking with the trend. Moo Moo Meadows is the second track I chose because once again, it's a Wii track. It seems easier to learn a track where you know about the layout already. It just sounds like a logical decision. There's a crucial mechanic being introduced on this track that we didn't get to do with Toad's Factory, and that is charge jumping. If you start a drift in a straight line and not hold any direction, you are starting a charge jump. Just like a mini turbo, you need to wait for the boost to be charged and then release. You'll get a little bit of airtime to jump over things, or most importantly, riding walls. We don't need to do any wall riding just yet. This mechanic is what makes the game so creative. Nobody has ever seen anything like this before. The world record holder on my first session was Alpha, a well-known Mario Kart 8 Deluxe player. He has set 78 world records in 8 Deluxe since 2017. He is very much an experienced player. Alpha's world record time is a 202.871. Let's do it. I love it. Why do they make the Mario Kart Wii tracks? Too much like Mario Kart Wii, man. The shroom cuts are terrible. Oh, I'm sorry, is that hitbox wider than... My first PB was really solid at a 202.956, sitting at tied third, already within 0.1, and this is also tied with Zelda Cube. Only fitting that I would tie him here when we both have top 10 in Mario Kart Wii. However, I would end up going cold and not PB for a while, and there ended up being a couple more world record improvements. First, by Japanese player Musi, which apparently translates to insect in English, with a 202.769. Musi also has some history in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just like Alpha, who would reclaim with a 202.736. And there was one more world record improvement on this day, and the most notable, which was Zelda Cubed, setting his first world record ever with a 202.614. I know this meant a lot to him. He has been trying for years just to set one world record in Mario Kart Wii, and just didn't have great fortune to set one there. So this was extra sweet for him. If I remember correctly, I think he told me this was a 17-hour session for him, which is completely absurd. Congratulations once again, Zelda Cubed. Absolutely one of the most deserved world records. I finished off my session with a 202.856, dropping to 4th place. A very solid first session for me. It just seemed like a fun track to play at this point. Whoa, what happened here? The world record went down about a second overnight. What could have possibly happened? Wow, this is tech I've never seen before. Apparently, if you touch specific objects in this game after a charge jump or a trick, like this tree, you will instantly trick off that object without having to press a button. This would end up completely changing the track. Anybody could get record here at this point. This was the record at the end of my first session, and this was the record at the start of my second session, a 2-second difference. I had a lot to learn. So, once again, the footage is a bit scarce, but I had to learn a pretty important lesson early on. I thought I ended up setting the world record with a 2-minute .640, but this wasn't true. Alpha ended up improving to a 2-minute .444, 15 to 20-ish minutes earlier. I would frequently check the leaderboards for improvements, but I got caught at an unlucky time. This is the only footage of the 444. I needed to regroup and focus up. Redemption. I actually got it this time, securing my second unique track. This was a much more fun grind than Toad's Factory, despite the slight devastation of thinking I had it the first time. I had a lot of energy from this session, so I thought, why not play another track tonight? I ended up choosing, well, another Wii track, of course, Peach Beach. The layout of the track isn't exactly Peach Beach outside of the first lap. Lap 2 and 3 have different sections nobody has ever seen before, so I only know a third of the layout. This is the first time we will be using rails, another new mechanic that is unique to Mario Kart World. If you land on a rail, you will latch on and generate a rail boost, making it faster than driving on flat ground. This is the last major mechanic I will be explaining. The world record holder is a familiar face, Chaos, a well-known Mario Kart Wii player. He actually set his first world record in Mario Kart Wii when he was 9 years old in 2008, so he has 17 years of experience with Mario Kart. His record stands at a 142.253. Let's carry the momentum over from Moo Moo Meadows. I'm doing it. It's faster. These turns are impossible sometimes. It's been about 3 hours into the grind. I'm already sitting at a 142.284, 30 milliseconds from the world record already. It seems like Moo Moo Meadows has energized this session. That was fast. 5 hours total on Peach Beach to secure my third unique track. This happened so quickly that I didn't even get a chance to stream it. So I did one stream of Peach Beach and this happened. No f***ing way. No f***ing way. Was that the clutchest run you've ever seen? What a great result for a short grind. Let's take our first look at the unique track leaderboard on June 9th. It's important to note that there are two different sections. The main one does not count day one records. P has the most not counting day one, with 6 unique tracks. He is also the guy that got me into this game, so that's pretty cool. If we're counting day one, Vike leads the way with 11. He did all of these in the first hour or two of release, when only Australians had the game, but we'll give him credit. At the end of every track, we'll go over and see if there's been any movement here. Let's move on. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Picking another track featured in Mario Kart Wii. Mario Circuit is another remix track just like Peach Beach. Every single lap represents a different Mario Circuit from the original Super Mario Kart, and clever enough, they are all in order. Mario Circuit 1 is lap 1, Mario Circuit 2 is lap 2, and Mario Circuit 3 is lap 3. Very creative to mesh multiple retro tracks into one. If you follow Mario Kart 8 Deluxe closely, you'll recognize the player that holds this track quite easily. That player is Genzua, a historic Mario Kart 8 Deluxe time trialer with tons of success. He also found one of the most important pieces of tech in that game, called the Genzua glider. He's also set some world records on the 8 Deluxe version of Mario Circuit 3, which is probably why he picked this track to grind with it being so similar. Genzua's world record time is a 104.974. This session started right after Peach Beach world record. Let's see what we can do. I saved it, but sort of. Once again, the progress on the first session was insanely efficient, with a 105.161 and already in the top 3, but time ran short in this session because I played Peach Beach for a little too long. Rise and shine. There is a new world record that was set overnight. Genzua improved to a 104.906, a 70 millisecond improvement. On a track this tight, that is a lot of time. Did something new get added? There it is. There is a new 0.1 time save at the end of lap 1, charge jumping over the dirt and onto the wall, which is very similar to the ones on lap 3. Every charge jump on this track is relatively tedious. I needed more experience here. Sorry. This session would end up being mentally draining, failing consistently on lap 3. And I know if I can't pull off a world record this session, Genzua will come back much stronger tomorrow to optimize the new strategies and make it nearly impossible to beat him. I needed to clutch up. Oh. Huge. Just barely clutched it out. The precision of this track really turned the stress levels up a couple of notches, but it was well worth it. Let's check the unique track leaderboards. P picked up another track over the last 2 days, putting him at 7 unique, and pulls within 1 of Vike counting day 1. P has a 3-track difference counting day 1 and not counting day 1. This tough grind has prepared me for what's about to come next. The first track not associated with Mario Kart Wii, Koopa Troopa Beach. This is the first track that features more than 3 laps. This is a 5-lap track, just like from the original in Super Mario Kart. Koopa Troopa Beach has a very tough section. Just a few days earlier, a new shroom spot was found. You need to charge jump on top of this grass ledge to get on top of this hill and trick all the way to the beach. This was considered one of the hardest shortcuts, believe it or not. It was still just 8 days after release. This shortcut is hard to be consistent at. The window of the jump is very thin. 1 or 2 frames from a solid angle is not easy. The next player we're going against is one of the greatest time trialers of all time, having set over 1,700 records in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe alone, and is already a dominating force in Mario Kart World. This is no one other than Alberto. He has set 30 world records on this track already. His time currently sits at a 128.952. The toughest challenge is yet to come. Beautiful. Okay, that felt really good on the wall. Maybe my alignment. This track is hard to get a grasp of. The driving was relatively simple, but the shortcut is making it really hard to improve. My first PB sits at a 129.918, coming in at 10th place, a full second off of Alberto. It was late in the first session, and I got a little bit of consistency on the shortcut, dropping my PB to a 129.362 and jumping to 6th place. The shortcut kept getting better and was turning into a strength of mine, which caused me to get my final PB of the session at a 129.073 to jump to 3rd. Nice progress for the uncertainty at the beginning. We'll come back here tomorrow. It's a new day, and to nobody's surprise, we have 3 new world record improvements. Surprisingly, not all of them are from Alberto. We have a newcomer that has had some history on this track. That player is Kato. I believe he's originally an 8 Deluxe player, but he has more notable accomplishments in World. He set a 128.944, and then Alberto, like a bolt of lightning, followed up with a 128.944 and a 128.892 shortly after. It looks like I've entered an unwinnable battle. I noticed in this session that my laps without the shortcut were relatively weak. Alberto drives the track cleaner than I do without a mushroom, so I had to make some adjustments. Everyone typically does the shroom laps on lap 2, 3, and 4, and then drive lap 5 without a mushroom. I decided to switch that up and drive the first 2 laps without a mushroom to get more practice on the no mushroom laps. I thought I was at the point of being 100% confident on the shortcut. You need to be confident under pressure to succeed. Let's see if this adjustment will work out. Yeah! Come on! Come on, show me it. Show me it. Yep, there we go. Holy shit. We took down Alberto in a battle that should have been impossible to win. Unique Track 5 has been secured, a milestone. Let's check the Unique Track leaderboards. Oh man, P has gained 2 more unique tracks and is officially passed Vike for the most all time, counting day 1. A monumental achievement. I became the first USA player to reach 5 unique tracks, which honestly felt pretty cool. I was starting to prove that I can be good at more than one game. What's next in store? I think it was around this point where I realized something. You never see the exact same people playing a different track. Maintaining a world record usually means you need to stick to the same track. So about every single track has their own track specialist. Because who the hell is Kanye? Okay, it's not pronounced Kanye, but you get the point. Kane is the world record holder of DK Pass. He has no other world record history other than DK Pass. At first glance, this track looks very difficult. Just watch this section. This is the first time we're doing a wall ride on a track, the final major mechanic of Mario Kart World that I finally get to do. The window of error is minuscule here. You need to jump off the wall at a good height and clip the trees perfectly to avoid slamming into the wall on the landing. You're intended to go on the off-road here, there's no avoiding it. Kane's time is a 206.061, and also his first ever world record in Mario Kart as a whole. This might be interesting. Oh my god. What? I'd argue this is the hardest track we've picked up so far. It's insanely punishing if you don't do the tree section perfectly. My first PB came in at a 207.001, sitting at 7th place. And during the middle of this session, Kane got 2 improvements. First with the 206.026, and then jumping all the way to a 205.678, a 350 millisecond improvement. At the time of recording this, let's see, April 24th, 2026. Yep, the 026 wasn't on MKWRS, so he got another one added. Kane, if you're watching this, keep track of your records next time, buddy, or I will call you Kanye again. I need a Lucas cut. We're gonna call this one the Lucas cut. Oh, never mind. I don't want a Lucas cut ever again. See what happens when you just hammer it, man? It's just so much better. I wrapped up the session with a 206.244, securing 3rd place. Sleepy time. Huh, that's weird. No world record improvements overnight. That's gotta be a first. I almost threw it at the end. The final shortcut lost well over 0.1. It doesn't matter how you do it though, it all counts the same. Unique track 6. Let's check the leaderboard. Nice. P, me, and Zay all gained a track. That also means P widened his lead to 2 tracks counting day 1. I still have a ways to go before I start catching some people. Let's move on. Boo Cinema is the first track we're playing that was originally made in Mario Kart World. This track is really cool to look at. You enter and exit a cinema, which changes the graphics of the track, and you utilize the spinning reels to gain speed. The design is really creative. I said I went through all of the mechanics in this game already, but this is the first time we're doing this type of trick. These are edge tricks. Every ledge is theoretically trickable in this game, so if you have a turn that's rounded like this, you can save time by tricking on the edge of the track. It's a big risk, but you have to do it at a top level. The world record holder of Boo Cinema is Kai, a strong Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart 8 U player. If you look at both of his profiles, his me is happy on Mario Kart 8 U, but for 8 Deluxe, it's serious. I couldn't help but think about the Squid Game meme when looking at these. Kai has set a lot of world records in this game already. He's clearly very talented and will be tough to beat. His world record time is a 206.751 and has stood for 4 days already. This could be a massive challenge. Ugh, terrible. I'm having a hard time getting a grasp of this track. For the life of me, I cannot do the real turn on lap 1, and it got frustrating really fast. I didn't get any notable PBs on my first session. I think I'll just sleep and try again tomorrow. That's maybe the best I've done it. I don't think I could do it any better than that. It seems a lot like the previous session. I still have not figured out the lap 1 real turn. I finally got my first PB at a 207.063, sitting at 4th. I pushed hard for this PB and still had 0.3 to go. I don't think I have it in me to push for this world record. I think it's best to try my luck elsewhere. I'm in uncharted territory. This is the first time I'm playing a track after failing to grind all the way to a world record. So moving on to DK Spaceport is really important. If I could find some momentum here, there's no doubt I would go back and try to push harder on Boo Cinema, but this is definitely the correct play. DK Spaceport is a 6-section track, the most sections out of every track in Mario Kart World. If you can guess what game this track is based off of, hang on, I'm checking my engagement notes. Right, you can win $1 million. That's right, 1 million buckaroonies. You just need to like, subscribe, and ring the bell! We are taking on another seasoned player, which is Zay, a prominent Mario Kart 8 Deluxe player, and he's already finding massive success in Mario Kart World. His time is a 131.883. Let's see if we can bounce back. If you hold left when you get on the wall, you apparently rise higher. I don't know why that is. It must be a physic. Someone said it was like a Cars reference. It's like you turn left to go right. Some tracks just feel a lot more natural to pick up, and that's true with DK Spaceport. I started off nicely with a 132.278 with a quick 7th. It only took about an hour or two. I did play Boost Cinema earlier this session, so I didn't play for very long. Time to sleep. Alright, come on! I gotta claw back. Oh my god! Dude. Oh my goodness, what a start to this session. A 131.896, just 13 milliseconds off of the world record. Some days you just wake up and absorb everything you learned the previous session. I needed this really badly, especially after the hard Boost Cinema sessions. That's Unique Track 7, and I got my confidence restored. Let's check the leaderboards. Man, P just keeps the pace. He gains another track to put him at 11, and moves to 14 counting day 1, which is just one shy of holding half of the tracks at 15. I think it's time to go back to Boost Cinema. We're back, and I have some fresh ideas on my mind. I'm going to do something that I rarely ever do. I'm going to look for a new strat. Oh my god. This rail trick saves almost 0.1 and is a complete game changer. I also found an extra charge jump that could save another 30 milliseconds. Combine these together and I can save about 0.250 doing everything solid, which means I would have to drive similar to a 0.8 or a 0.9 instead of Kai's impossible 0.7. The results came in right away, and I PB'd to a 206.902, still remaining at 4th, but this seemed way more doable now. I needed a lot of help, but like I said earlier, it doesn't matter how you do it. Unique Track 8. This was the toughest to grasp so far. Let's check the leaderboards. This is the first time I haven't seen P move in a while. I gained a track on him. Zay still stays put at 5. I moved into 4th place counting day 1, tying Cole. I'm in the mix now to start passing some people. That was a brutal couple of days. Let's move on. Welcome to Faraway Oasis, home to many different kinds of animals. Elephants, buffaloes, zebras, and another f***ing track specialist. I'm emphasizing this for a good reason. James is the world record holder of Faraway Oasis, and he's basically held it since launch. Many specialists have been beaten multiple times, but not James. Ever since James first claimed the record on June 6th, nobody has toppled him. James previously played 8 Deluxe, but never had this kind of dominance on one track. It's very impressive. Faraway Oasis has a challenging shortcut. This is called the water bounce. You must jump off the rail at a specific height to dip in the water perfectly and get a massive launch to the top road. James's record when I first got to the track was a 3 out of 3 water bounce, which is the first time a 3 out of 3 has been hit with this shortcut. Any normal person would try to get it once or not even at all when first learning a track. But if you haven't noticed at this point, I'm very not normal. I wanted a 3 out of 3 water bounce for my first run, no matter how long it took. James's world record time is a 2:427. I'm just waiting to hit a brick wall at this point. I don't know, man. I would do crazy shit to Birdo. To nobody's surprise, I didn't even finish a run on the first session. It's a tough track. Hopefully I learn for tomorrow. Try to follow along here. So your first part off the rail, you want to go right and trick at the same time. Like don't hold anything until you get there. Bang, hold right trick, left trick. The sleep download has kicked in, the muscle memory is clicking, and I'm understanding how the shortcut works. My first 3 out of 3 water bounce finished as a 201.109, jumping way into the top 10 at 4th. But this was just the start of the session. My next PB on my second 3 out of 3 was a 2-minute.486. Really close to James now. I've always had a knack for figuring out hard stuff in Mario Kart Wii, and it's not much different in Mario Kart World. I'm applying the same knowledge. This was a great session. However, this was a Saturday session, and I don't stream on Sundays. I'm gonna do something that I never do. I'm gonna think ahead to the next track, despite not securing Faraway Oasis. The Sunday off-stream session, I chose Wario Shipyard. This track is very unpopular to say the least. It runs on an entire wave cycle, so every lap will play completely different. Like this charge jump onto this rail, the wave will be lower and harder to get on for later laps. The shortcut is also no joke. You have to use this pole to trick into the shipwreck. It's very easy to lose the run here. Raph is the world record holder of Wario Shipyard, and this is the only track he's had a record on. His time is a 220.658, and it's rough around the edges, but that's just the difficulty of this track. I briefly played it and got a 222.323 at 7th place. Not a very inspired session since the main focus was still Faraway Oasis. Let's get on to Monday. A strong pace ensured a nervy lap 3, but it was still plenty to beat James's .4. This one felt pretty good because he seemed just about untouchable here. Unique track 9. Before we check the leaderboards, let's get a momentum session going and see if we can improve on Shipyard. Dude, it's fine. Oh boy. Wow. One of the biggest flukes you'll ever see. My PB before this wasn't even within a second of world record, and this run was hilarious to look at with the fails. This one did pretty good on Twitter. Nonetheless, that is unique track 10, a personal milestone reaching a third of the tracks in double digits. Let's check the leaderboards. P is still not moved from 11, and this big day gaining 2 puts me just 1 away from him. Zay also picked up another track to put him at 6. I also surpassed Burger Boy to snag 3rd counting day 1, and just 1 shy of Vike. Easily the best session to date. Let's keep doing it. We're officially in striking distance. If P doesn't gain any tracks and I can somehow pull off another one, we could potentially tie him, and that brings us to Salty Speedway. We arrived at this track in a transitional phase. There are a lot of new strategies that have yet to be optimized. The waterfall to the top route is new, this turn skip is new, and the mushroom cut is about a week old, but still very difficult. Many top players think this is one of the hardest tracks in the game, and it sure looks like it. The world record holder is Klorin, which translates to chlorine. Clever enough. It is called Salty Salty Speedway after all. Klorin is a decently known Mario Kart 8 Deluxe player, having a solid slate on that game with a few tracks. The tech is going to be a pain to pick up here. I think the first session is going to look like the previous track. Klorin's time is a 1:59.348. There's a few mistakes in it, so I need to learn quickly. That's good. And left flip that. The first session was long, and I didn't really get anything going. 8 hours of straight learning. The beginning turned out to be harder than I thought. Just these tricks can be a massive run eater. Sleep on it. The last couple of tracks, we have not had any movement when playing them. The goal remains the same. I don't know if you guys know who Blake is, but I had a special message for him this session.
Blake, I'm streaming right now, but I hate to let you know, you're gonna get drafted. I'm really sorry.
The session turned out to be a little bit better, getting on the board with a 201.022. I swear all of the first PBs end up going to 4th. It seems like a theme. I'm tired. Be back tomorrow. Oh, shit! What? I didn't think that was it. I failed the final pull trick, but it doesn't matter. Unique track 11 has been secured. Just like Shipyard, I was almost 2 seconds off the record coming into the day and clutched out a huge run. I'm excited to find out if we've tied P. And we did. Tied at 11 with the guy that got me into the game, and also tying Vike counting day 1. Still a ways to go to catch P counting day 1. Anything seems possible at this point, until this happened. Up to this point, all 11 tracks played all ended up in at least one world record set. And then we got to Desert Hills, a very quick climb to 2nd place, hopefully eyeing the world record. And then Cole completely shut the door, improving his PB by 0.3 on my 2nd session. Some battles you just have to accept that you cannot win, and it was 100% true here. I would be foolish to keep playing. I tried my luck elsewhere on Mario Bros. Circuit, having another nice climb to 2nd place, but my splits don't even give world record. This is Kyle, also known as Super FX, has been really strong here since day 1, and once again, I just have no shot. I'm leaving empty-handed again. 3rd time's the charm, right? Choco Mountain needed some good vibes, and what do you know? Another climb to 2nd on the 1st session, but 1st was just a little too far away. The distance was too much to overcome, and I decided to leave another track at 2nd for the 3rd straight time. I'm facing my first real chunk of adversity, and it's been hitting me really hard. I need something to get me back into the record column. Oh yeah, this is a good track. Shy Guy Bazaar is no doubt the most popular track we've played so far. If you ever played the online variant of this game, you might notice this is a popular pick. So naturally, that will spill over to time trials. Everyone wants a running advantage here. It's also technically sound. You have to utilize wall hits to your advantage. This one helps you go tighter. The S section is also very precise. If you miss your line here, it's a guaranteed run killer. We're running into a familiar face here. Zay makes another appearance, but this time, it's on his best track. Spaceport was more of a side quest for him. If he's actively playing when I'm playing, I'm gonna be cooked again for the 4th straight time. Zay's time is a 153.956, freshly coming off of a sub 154. Let's give it a try. Uh-oh. I think I failed it. Oh no, I got it. Wow. Oh my yacht, dude. What? I can see why this is a popular track. Picking it up feels a lot more natural than the last 3. The flow of it just feels really consistent, which led to a day 1 top 10 with a 154.228 getting 5th place, breaking the 4th place trend. It was a nice first session. I'm sure nothing out of the ordinary will happen tomorrow. Alright, I'm getting warmed up. The session looks like it's gonna be a good one. Oh, a new world record was set in the middle of the session. I guess Zay is back. That's not Zay. Who is UniXV? And how did they improve by 0.4? I'll say it. Wait, no, this is... Dude, I knew it. I knew there was something to do with that rail. I knew it. Oh, come on. What the f***? Well, this might be the most absurd thing to happen during one of these grinds. Uni just found a half-second time save for every lap, completely blowing up the track. Uni is notorious for finding insane strategies for Mario Kart World. It won't be the last time we talk about him this video. Meanwhile, a lot of people would get discouraged and think I learned everything else for no reason. No, this is a good thing, guys. No, this is good. Trust. No, this is good. You want this. The track is wide open for grabs. Well, temporarily. You could probably guess what happened next. Yep, Zay is back. He shot off 5 improvements in one session, breaking another second barrier. There's one thing I remember from this session that really made me upset, and that's people saying Zay should stop playing to let me have it once. And I despise that idea. The only gratifying way to beat someone is to beat them not only at their best, but when they're actively playing against you. It's the only right way to do it. This motivated me to think outside of the box with the new strategy, and I found something crucial. It turns out the trick before the wall bonk needed to be as soon as possible. And there's a much more efficient way to get that trick out right away, and that's called shake tricking. If you shake your controller right when you release the charge jump from the boost panel, it will come out frame 1 every single time. Everyone was trying to do it with the trick button, which is why it felt so impossible. This made the cut virtually unfailable. As long as you did everything before properly, I have newfound motivation. You can't tell me I didn't earn this one. I played against the best player on the track and got one off of him. Possibly the most gratifying grind yet. Does this put us past P? Yes, it does. An untied first place in unique tracks, not counting day 1. I'm still trailing by 2 counting day 1. But that untied Vike as well. I'm becoming more battle tested the further we go. What's up next? It might be a little late mentioning this, but have you realized how cool the music is in this game? I'm just using the music from every track I'm introducing. Cheap Cheap Falls is a great track and an even greater challenge. We get to do 3 major shortcuts every lap. First is the beginning wall ride onto the fence, the most finicky part of the track. Second is a charge jump over the off-road patch to cut across the turn faster. And finally, the precise mushroom cut. 2 out of the 3 shortcuts do not need any mushrooms, and there is a term for that. These are called NISCs, which stands for no item shortcut. I'll be using this terminology a lot. We have a new player that we haven't covered yet. The world record holder is Nightmare. This is the only Mario Kart game he's had a record history on, and has had success on multiple tracks. I would not consider him a track specialist, but I'd argue this is his best track. 9 out of the 12 records he's set have been on Cheap Cheap Falls. Nightmare's time sits at a 201.606, which is already 6 days old. Let's go. I need to feed my mods. What? There's a water stream you can ride just before the charge jump NISC. It feels completely luck-based to get the proper boost from the rapids, so I'm not going to worry about it just yet. The first NISC and the mushroom cut are my major struggles. There's a player that would come to my streams and help me out with my mechanics, and he had really helpful advice. His name is Diogo. We mentioned him during the start of the video. He gave me great advice for the mushroom shortcut and how to adjust. I still haven't clicked with it though. I came out of my first session with a 202.871, barely getting on the top 10 at 8th place. I'll take it. There we go. The mushroom cut is starting to come around. Diogo's advice has worked and then some. I got an early session improvement at a 202.384, a nice improvement to 5th. I also made a nice adjustment on the first NISC, doing a super mini turbo instead of a regular blue mini turbo. I was able to save 0.1 regularly on Nightmare doing this. This influenced my next PB heavily, jumping to a 201.723 and capturing second place. But during this session, Nightmare made his return to Cheap Cheap Falls, improving to a 201.508, cutting 0.1 off his time. We have a battle on our hands. I'm gonna get fish. Come here, fishy, fishy, fishy. I had a good session going on during day 3, but couldn't quite capitalize on anything. I couldn't take advantage, and Nightmare jumped to a 201.277, a massive 0.2 improvement. I haven't improved in a while, but I knew I was playing well. Just needed something to go my way. Was that, wait. Yeah, man, come on! Nightmare set his time so recently, I didn't even have enough time to remember what his time was. Despite multiple fails on the first NISC and the shroom cut, the strong pace made it so I can afford those mistakes. Unique track 13 is secured. I have a feeling P gained on me. Let's take a peek. I'm surprised. P has been stuck at 11 for about 2 weeks now. After seeing his rampant start, this was surprising to me. I have 2 on him now. Alberto makes his first appearance here with 6. And of course, that puts me just 1 behind P counting day 1. I have the opportunity to have the most unique tracks in 2 different Mario Karts. And at this moment, nobody in the world can say that. We have a chance to make history. Where will we try it? I have to confess to something. I attempted to learn Starview Peak just before going to Sky High Sunday. It was the worst track I've played. I got 7th place as my peak rank and stopped at a 215.8, over 0.6 off the record. By far the worst result of the 17 tracks learned up to this point. Anyways, Sky High Sunday is the first and only retro coming from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And let me tell ya, just looking at this track, it makes me really hungry. Hungry. The most famous wall ride in this game is at the end of this track. You'll see everyone do this in an online race. The world record holder is an enormous chud. Just kidding, that's not his name. His name is actually Isaac. He is what we consider a dual threat specialist. That means he's strong on 2 tracks, the other being Starview Peak. Isaac's time sits at a 156.139, already a few days old. Hopefully this is better than the previous track. But would you would you treat a Swede like that? Exploder, to give them that benefit. No, I saw that one right away. Sky High Sunday is relatively clean to pick up. There's just one major fail spot, and that's jumping from the rail on both the pink and green path. You need to land perfectly on top of this hill. Any miss is an instant run killer. This would spoil my first session, and I didn't get on the top 10 day 1. Try again tomorrow. Aw, wait a minute. Wait. Wait, hang on. What the hell was that? Okay, no. That had to have been so fast. What the f*** was that one? Dude, I just discovered a new strat on accident. How often does that happen? There is one subtle change that makes this possible. See if you could follow along closely. It's complicated. When you trick off this purple rail, you need to do another trick in midair, and this extra trick delays the boost, which is the key to making this possible. Then land in a charge jump and hold left and do a side trick off the charge jump, fly over the corner and onto the wall, and then trick 3 times on the wall to finish the strat. And there it is. 0.1 saved. Got it? Seriously, be like so proud of this stream. Dude. After this accidental discovery, I went into literal galaxy brain mode. If this is possible for every lap, you wouldn't have to go on the green path lap 3, and instead, go on the pink path with the new strat saving more time. However, you would still need to go on the green path lap 2 to collect the coins. And what do you know? This would end up saving over 0.1 lap 3. The track was essentially revolutionized. On accident. I didn't waste any time with the new strategies, getting a 156.192, a huge jump to second. A very creative session to say the least. There's always a silver lining to this. So, as you know, I ended up streaming all of these new strategies. That means it was public knowledge to Isaac. He came back and implemented both strategies with a 156.035. Now, I know what you're thinking. If I were a smart player, I would have kept those strategies hidden in order to set a record. It would be easier to do that after all, right? Well, this is what you don't know about me. There's one thing I truly love about time trials, and that's beating someone having the same strategies as myself. I would not be able to live with myself if I was hiding them for an advantage. And most importantly, that tells me I was never truly the best at that track. So, this will undoubtedly make the challenge much harder. But no matter what happens, I'll be able to hold my head high and say, I did it the right way. Shortly after Isaac's record, we have a new player who set their first world record in Mario Kart World. That is Kichi, and he didn't do it by much. It was a 1 millisecond improvement to knock off Isaac. Kichi has exactly one record in both Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 8U, a rather unique history. This guy really likes doing things in ones, it seems. I would inch oh so close to Kichi with a 156.059. Wait, where's Isaac? Oh wow, Isaac got the first sub 156 with a 155.931, making it the 4th world record improvement during my session. Demoralizing would be an understatement. I fucking fought tooth and nail for that! I fucking fought for that! Come on, man! Satisfying, gratifying, you name it, it's the biggest unique track thus far, and we might have just made history, unless P has something to say about it. Unfortunately, he didn't move. Unique track 14 is in the books. Zay takes back a solo 3rd with his 7th unique track, but we know what this means. It's a tie for the most unique tracks counting day 1, which grants me 2 games with the most unique tracks. It doesn't even look real. 1 track away from holding half the tracks in the game. It seems unfathomable, mostly because of what's next.
Sent me an iMessage game at 2:46 in the morning. When I was on world record pace, lap 3, I was going to get Whistle Top Summit day 1 record, and then Logan texted me, and my phone went off, and I got stuck on the rail. I instantly got stuck on it instantly killed the run. Look at that. It's insane. I will never touch Mario Kart World ever again.
That atrocity you just watched was Blake, also known as DKSC for life. He was supposed to get drafted earlier. Whistle Stop Summit is a monstrous track. There are 3 major shortcuts you need to do, and all of them are insanely precise. First up, this is the Red Rock, which is a precise wall ride to skip the corner. Second is the turn skip. You need a charge jump for this one. And finally, the most insane looking of the 3 is the ending Nisk. You gotta see this one. The final Nisk was founded by UniXV, remember him? Many players widely consider Whistle Stop Summit as the hardest track in the game, and I think you can see why. The world record holder is Boshiyama. He is one of the few players to be elite at not only time trials, but online. He's a grandmaster for Mogi Lounge, which is the highest rank you can achieve. Facing him on a track like this could be devastating for me. Boshiyama's time is a 146.978. This one could be a doozy. I think you go off here. So I hold neutral all the way until here, and then I go like dead left, and then try to trick as fast as I can in midair. And then when it comes to holding right off the wall, I slam right, like hard. Bang. Like that. I went through a unique learning process for Whistle Stop Summit, a process I never even thought about on other tracks. I skipped the whole track on the first session and practiced the final shortcut for hours on end, not even touching any of the other sections. Yeah, play every run, Xander. Play every run. There's a little trick before the rail here. I kept up on that one though. Nope. Into the crowd we go. There's a precise curb hop at the very beginning of lap 1, and it will eat over half of your runs, which influenced the decision to just practice the ending. No finished runs on the first day. Heck, not even a lap. I'm starting to play some runs, but most of them are failing at the turn skip. What's the problem? Well, the problem is, I don't understand how slopes work. This charge jump is being released on a downward slope, and I'm trying to do it as late as possible, thinking timing it later will help me go further, when it's actually counterintuitive. I realize you need to release it earlier in order to get enough height. This would be a useful discovery, leading to my first finished run with a 149.031. This is somehow 7th despite being over 2 seconds off of the world record. Usually when a top 10 is spread out this much, it's a really hard track, or we just all suck, I don't know. Keep chipping away at it. All the practice is starting to pay off, leading to a huge improvement. A 147.666, snagging 3rd place, still 0.7 off of world record. After going stone cold the last 2 sessions, I finally broke through with another big PB, 146.991. But that's still 3rd, and Boshiyama is 2nd, who set a new record today. Oh my. The improvement was by Jorge, and he cut 0.2 off of a strong time. Jorge is one of the more controversial time trialers. There's a note on his profile saying he cheated in Oh, I just got a text message. Hey, it's from Carl. It says, who is Jorge? Need to make video. P.S. Need money for legal fees. Huh, I guess I'll reply. Ask your viewers for the money. It worked last time. Send. In all seriousness, Jorge only cheated because literally everybody else in Mario Kart Wii cheated at that time. But he did prove himself legit in 2019, setting a world record on Koopa Cape with anti-cheat software, and now having nice success in Mario Kart World. He's genuinely just one of the nicest people you can talk to. Shoutouts to you, Jorge. This record would end up gutting me though. I've already spent more time on Whistle Stop Summit than any other track. I need to take a break. I did hear there is a new discovery on a certain track. That track, of course, is Bowser's Castle. Just like Whistle Stop Summit, there's a bunch of shortcuts to learn, and just a little spoiler, they're all insane. First, there's the beginning turn skip. You need to charge jump on the wall, then jump off the wall, clipping another wall, and trick off the sign, cutting off the entire turn. Then, you have the wall ride out of the cannon, and this just looks completely insane. You're actually seeing inside of the walls. And now we get to the strat that lured me to this track. Take a look. Okay. That is 2 wall ride tricks in a row, skipping the entire turn. The previous world record would use a mushroom on the lava, but that's not the case anymore. The new mushroom spot is right when you land from the glider, leading to a 0.5 time save for every lap. Now, who would implement all of this? What? Lil Curbs, the Mario Maker YouTuber? I bet you didn't have that on your bingo card. Lil Curbs has no other Mario Kart history. This is his first ever world record. His time stands at a 215.035. I'm pumped up just looking at this track. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Why are you using the piranha plant? Bowser's Castle is like one big boost panel. You'll go the same speed no matter who you use. One of my friends was playing the track too. That's Yoshi's Yobroshi. So I wanted to join the piranha plant gang. I also ended up optimizing the new strat a little bit. Yeah. Oh, the first session went alright despite the difficulties, getting my first run finished at a 216.412, a nice 6th. I'm glad I picked this up. Seriously? A world record improvement by 0.4 is the second completed run? My heart was racing during this run, but I clutched up and now I officially hold half of the tracks in Mario Kart World. It's been a while since we checked the leaderboards though. Did P get 15 before me? No, he did not. If you told me a month and a half prior I would be setting a world record on half of the tracks, and the way I did it was beating little curbs, I would assume you're on drugs. I think we have some unfinished business elsewhere.
No.
Man, another tough fail. It's been another 2 sessions without a PB. It never gets any easier.
I don't think it's it.
What? No way. No way. That was it. That was so shitty, lap 3. Well, one thing's for sure, that is the hardest grind we've done so far. 60 hours of the hardest track was not nice on the mental side. It was worth every penny though. Unique track 16. From here on out, I'll only show the leaderboards if there's movement in the top 3. This one is notable because there's a 3-way tie for third now, Kai being the newcomer. This marks the 20th track I've learned, 2/3 of the way there. Let's keep moving forward. After surpassing P, the motivation has shifted a bit. I'm looking forward to just learning the final 10 tracks, world record or not. If something seems out of reach, I'm not going to push myself. That ended up happening on Great Block Ruins. The tech was overwhelming, but it was a nice climb to third with a 203.5. Frisk and Spezzy are far ahead from everyone else here. This would be for Acorn Heights as well. There were just too many good players on here, most notably Nanu and Demon. They've been on here since day 1, so I had to settle for a 5th at a 159.2. It's getting a lot harder to be a contender on tracks I'm picking up. We have arrived to Dry Bones Burnout. It has a very catchy tune. There's a lot of unique tech on this track. We have a wall ride at the very beginning, another wall ride that sends you to a rail, and for the first time, we're performing a wall clip. This is the hardest part of the track, using a charge jump to barely clip the rideable wall. If you do it perfectly, it will line you up on the next wall trick. This is the biggest run killer. Who's our next opponent? Fox is the world record holder here. If you don't know who Fox is, he is one of the most revolutionary time trialers of Mario Kart Wii. The first player to be good at the whole game. He was so good, other players were quitting the game because they thought he cheated. You'd have to be a pretty sore loser to do that. Fox also had the most unique tracks in Mario Kart Wii, until, you know. Fox only grinds Dry Bones Burnout in Mario Kart World though, so he's going to be tough to beat. His time is a 208.428, and it's already 2 weeks old despite having a big mistake at the end of lap 1. Can I surpass Fox in a different game?
You could just do it like that, but this is maybe the worst strat ever invented.
Similar to Whistle Stop Summit, I'm only practicing the challenging shortcut at the end. It was more lenient though, so I was able to get some runs finished. I had a 209.718 by the end of session 1 at 8th. I need to decide if I'll stick with this one.
Okay, hard left, hard back. Hard back, neutral, left. Okay.
The whole track came down to the wall clip. It was getting slightly better. I finished another PB at a 208.961, 5th place. I'll give it another session.
I don't think that's a choke. Dude, it's not a choke if you go all out. I made a lot of really good decisions. Just didn't work out.
There's not much happening this session, for me that is. There was a new world record set overnight, and it was this player's first world record ever. It was Waluigi, setting a 208.337, a nice 0.1 cut from Fox, which is interesting, because my first world record was also against Fox in 2018, so I have something in common with him now. I think I'm done with my session.
3 hours later.
There's been some rumblings in the time trial server. Apparently there's a new update that needs downloaded. This guy posted a clip and captioned it, "The absolute state of Mario Kart world." Whatever that means. I guess I'll watch the clip. I need to watch that one more time. Did I see that correctly? He's landing from the ramps and gaining time. How is he doing that? It turns out, the update from Nintendo was a boost patch update. Every landing from a ramp or charge jump will be faster. That means every world record in Mario Kart World was essentially irrelevant. They were all going to be improved because of this. So I booted the stream back up, but the advantage was already lost. Waluigi quickly improved the world record 4 times, all the way to a 207.5. I got my improvement with a 207.9 at second, still 0.4 off his recent improvements. That final lap was the best lap ever driven up to that point. It was incredibly clutch despite the below average pace. Unique Track 17 had a lot of twists and turns from start to finish. There is some movement on the Unique Track leaderboard, so let's check it out. Zay got his 8th Unique Track to grab solo 3rd. He could be closing in on P soon if he keeps it up. Still 7 more tracks to learn. I think I have a goal established. Since there's 7 tracks left to play, could it be possible to get 3 of those 7 to make it 20 unique tracks? It only gets harder from here on out. Peach Stadium is a very simple track. There's not much going on here, just flat out driving. There is one thing that makes it pretty bad though. That is the ending rail. You can lose here easily if you don't get the right launch. A bad launch costs about 0.150. Since the driving is consistent, this will decide your entire run. The world record holder is Arisugawa. He is known for being really strong with the heavy characters. He has not been beaten on Peach Stadium, setting 8 improvements in a row. Arisugawa's time is a 216.265 and has a commanding 1 second lead over the next player. The deficit is rather intimidating. Do the faster characters naturally rise to the top? Do the fastest characters naturally rise to the top? Do the fastest characters naturally rise to the top? Do the fastest characters naturally ride to the top? The first session was hindered by the final rail. No surprises there. I'll take a 217.526 to get on the top 10. At least second might look doable. I'm not gonna lie, Peach Stadium is insanely boring, and we're over a second off record. I think it's time to move on. Oh, I got a DM. It's from P. Logan. Oh, there's more. I just opened your stream and I got a strat idea. Oh? Don't know if it's feasible, but if you climb the wall, it will save a lot of time. I guess I'll give it a try. I have nothing to lose. Let's go. P's idea was perfect. This new wall ride saves 0.2 per lap, a massive time save, and it's not too hard to do. It should be done all 3 laps. If I was going to set a record here, it needs to be tonight. Arisugawa will no doubt get wind of this and smash his record. I'm only getting 1 chance at this. I was able to beat the buzzer, a 12-hour session to clutch out unique track 18. Out of every grind so far, this one feels a little dirty, almost like I stole a unique track. There's no doubt in my mind if Arisugawa found out about this new strat in time, I wouldn't have defeated him. I guess after all of these tough battles, you're bound to catch a break. There's no movement on the leaderboards, but something very important happened 2 days later.
Oh my god! Yes! Oh, I worked so much for this, man. Oh, let's go.
P just set his 15th unique track on Choco Mountain, giving him half of the tracks in the game. Insanely deserved after assisting me with Peach Stadium 2 days ago. He's officially back in contention. Well, so I thought. This would be the last track P would ever set. He said his final goal was to hold half of the tracks in Mario Kart World. That made me pretty upset because, as you know, he's the reason why I'm even on this game, but I will respect his wishes. I would strongly encourage you to check him out. He's one of the kindest souls in the community and has also made fantastic videos. That is, if you consider this video fantastic. But on top of all, I'm just really proud to call him my friend. Let's move on. It's time for Crown City, an interesting section track. Normally every section you drive just one time for a typical section track, but at the end of section 3, you're playing section 1 again. I've never seen anything like this before. It also has an interesting Easter egg. Every charge jump you perform landing on a car will result in gaining 1 coin. This is also true for the cows on Moo Moo Meadows. We will be charge jumping off of 5 cars total for the run. Oh, did I say charge jumping? Yeah, we'll be doing a lot of those too. There's 12 charge jumps for the whole run. We're running into Kai again. Crown City is his best track, setting 22 total world records. A lot more success than Boo Cinema. Kai's time is a 206.073. This run was set today, so he's active here. This might be the worst track footage-wise, but I do remember section 1 being an absolute pain to pick up and get the car bounces right. I was able to get something on the board though, on the first session. A 206.710, already at 4th. This was on Saturday, so I'll wait until Monday to play again. Hey, a new world record got set. Let's give it a watch. A different combo is being used. Is that the only difference? That is a huge change. The final mushroom uses a tree to fly over the building, saving 0.3 off of the previous mushroom. This wasn't done by Kai. This was pulled off by Pluto. Now, I've talked about some track specialists earlier, but Pluto might be the most dedicated one. Wait, let's go to Pluto. He has 635 hours of Crown City in 2 months. That's easily 10 to 11 hours a day on average. Complete madness. Nobody else comes close to this level of dedication on a track. He only beat Kai by 56 milliseconds with the 0.3 time save though, so it's still wide open. The clock has struck midnight and it's Monday morning. That was interesting. A missed charge jump lap 3, but it was just enough to barely beat Pluto by 4 milliseconds, but not enough to get sub 206. I knew Pluto wanted to sub 206 first, so I purposely made the improvement as small as possible. Completely intended. There's no movement on the leaderboards, so let's read some YouTube comments on the world record video instead. Peek the replies here. Red Pill. He does have the most unique records. He's trying to get as many as he can. I doubt he'll be able to get any more than 25. I mean, I agree, 6 more seems like a long shot. Just in case something happens, we'll put that somewhere nice and safe. Okay, I'm 1 track away from my goal. Let's do it. Oh yeah. Now this is a jam. Dino Dino Jungle is possibly the coolest remake in Mario Kart World. You actually get to use the dinosaurs for some time saves. At the start of lap 1, you charge jump off the Triceratops, and then use the rail on the Brontosaurus to get 3 tricks. And finally on lap 2, there is a charge jump off the leg of an Argentinosaurus. I did not use Google for any of this. We're also using this vehicle for the first time, and it has a great name. This is the Little Dumpy. We have a new world record holder on this track. That player is Corsair. He just set his first overall world record in Mario Kart yesterday. I've seen him very high in other top 10s. I'm surprised this was just his first one. Corsair's time is a 145.323. One more unique track to hit my goal. Oh, come on. Poof, what are you doing? How am I supposed to focus when I see him get on hentai golf? Dino Dino Jungle is super fun to pick up and a breeze to learn. Finishing runs was no problem on the first session. I got a 145.730 to crack the top 10 right at 10th. I'm super excited to keep going. Welcome back. There was a new world record set overnight. It was by Yu, which translates to
Excellent!
He improved the world record by 1 millisecond, Kichi style. This is the only track Yu has set a record on. It's like I have friggin' pins and needles. That's how much... Like, it's literally numb all the time when I play this game. I just accept it. Call it good. The next PB was massive, a 145.360. That's 5th place, but just a mere 38 milliseconds from the record. It's looking like this one's gonna happen. Why is this music playing? Wait, there's another world record that was set? By who? Oh. Alberto is back, and he just completely dismantled Dino Dino Jungle with 9 world records in one session. Keep in mind, we were both streaming at the same time, so every time he would improve, I would get to know right away. How can you even compete knowing you're getting obliterated? We have a couple of new strats to cover through the improvements. On Alberto's 145.185, he added 2 strats. The wall ride featured on lap 3 is now done on lap 2, and on the mushroom cut, you go inside of the dinosaur's legs now, instead of the old way of going around. Up to Alberto's 145.175, there is a pace lock after the lap 3 dinosaur rail. If you watch closely, he barely makes it on the rail jumping from the dinosaur neck any faster, and he cannot fly far enough because of the neck having a lower height. So on his next improvement, he completely ignores the rail on the right and goes straight, resulting in cutting 77 milliseconds off his previous time. It barely loses time not going on the rail. He does all of that for 2 more improvements to a 145.075. There's only one thing left to do now, and that's to learn. Alright, nice improvements, but still well off. I had to look even closer. I noticed when jumping from the dinosaur neck every lap that Alberto would fly further than me every time. I ended up fixing my inputs by doing a neutral input in midair before tricking to the right, giving me the proper air. I can't even begin to tell you how good this felt. The mix of hitting my goal of 20 and somehow, some way, getting one off of Alberto after he improved 9 times in a session will forever be one of my greatest memories. It's simply incomprehensible. I do have a reaction to this, but in typical me fashion, I didn't save it. The only footage of this is on a Kichi video. I didn't show it because there was music over it. I would still give it a watch. It was surely something. Now that my goal has been hit, the last 4 tracks didn't have much at stake. Dandelion Depths was the first of the 4, which would end up at a 219.7 at 4th. Next would be Wario Stadium, a little bit better at a 201.5 at 2nd. Then Airship Fortress finishing up with a 155.0 at 5th, which left Rainbow Road as the final track to learn. That would be another 5th place finish with a 357.7. You aren't misreading that. It is a really long track. That's going to wrap it up for time trials. These are the final results after playing all 30 tracks. 20 ended in 1st, 9 ended in a top 5, and 1 7th place. That one was Starview Peak. The total playtime was 700 hours. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm ready to pursue other parts of the game. Better not boo my star. Oh my god. Ah, yes, speedrunning. I chose to run the 30-track CPU category. There's no option to turn off items for the CPUs, so these runs felt pretty random, but super fun overall. And it only took 2 days to pull this off.
Is that it? What's record? Is it 53?
Bang! Let's go, dude. No way. That beat Kusan's world record speedrun by 1 second. I would end up being satisfied with that. Now let's go to the other major way of playing Mario Kart World. I don't know if you could jump over this in a Mega, but I'm not gonna try. Yeah, I saw that one coming. It was time to throw my hat in the ring and play some Mogi Lounge. I have some experience playing online in Mario Kart Wii. I got Grandmaster in Wii Lounge at the start of 2025, but World plays very differently to Wii. It was still the preseason, so I had 3 weeks to learn and get sharpened up for Season 1. It's going to be hard to pick up online. I think that was a Twitter notification. Looks like I got a mention. Guess we'll take a look at it. What in the world? Ludwig wants me to DM him? For privacy purposes, I won't show the DMs. But he said he wants to invite me to a speedrunning event. Ludwig ran an event last year called the Fast 50, which is a 50-hour marathon of speedruns for charity, similar to Games Done Quick. I, for one, don't consider myself a speedrunner, but this is a great opportunity, and I decided to go. This time it was called the Fast 52, and I was allowed to bring a +1 to the event, so I plan to bring Frozen with. I played a little bit of Season 1 Mogi Lounge before the event, and did get rank 1 in the early hours. It doesn't really mean anything, but hey, I guess that's cool. Anyways, it's time to travel to the event.
Look at that!
It's the day of the run. I was the second runner of the event, so it was a little bit nerve-wracking. I chose Jay to be my commentator. He's running Galaxy at the event later.
Pause. Got it.
Really nice. Really, really nice.
Sign.
Oh, that is insane.
Wow. Go off the road. And that's it.
Really nice.
Time.
Nice. That was awesome. Banger run, Logan.
I delivered a decent run despite a couple of unfortunate instances. Nonetheless, this was one of the coolest experiences I've ever been a part of. I also got to meet some of the speedrun goats. It made me feel a little out of place being around them. If you're a speedrunner and you ever get a chance to do this event, do it. It's an unbelievable experience and everyone gets taken care of. Shoutouts to Ludwig. Seriously. Oh yeah, and Frozen got to meet his idol on the trip. I'll just let you guess which one that is. Fast 52 was over, and it's time to head back home. When I got back home, I realized something. I really, really love what I do. The motivation for online was dwindling, though. I didn't want to play anymore. I've been out of the loop for time trials for about a month and a half, so I just played something I liked. This would officially be the beginning of the month of October. I ended up playing DK Pass. It was one of my favorites to play for fun. It's a little different than it used to be though, with the new wall ride at the beginning. This would turn out being a pretty successful grind though. 4 world record improvements cutting off 0.3. I would settle for a low 0 despite being close to a sub 2. A couple of days earlier, I heard of a brand new strat on a different track. I was satisfied with DK Pass, so let's go give that track a try. Oh no. Starview Peak? I'm having Vietnam flashbacks right now. It's the worst track. What could be new about Starview Peak? Wow, a new mushroom spot, along with a crazy looking shortcut. We didn't really cover Starview Peak earlier. This was the old method. You needed a mushroom to charge jump on the fence. The new method has increased the difficulty drastically with the tough wall ride. It will be a challenge to complete some runs. The world record holder is Wood22. He is initially a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe time trialer, but when World came out, he's been deadlocked onto Starview Peak. He's been on it since launch, and very active since the new strat came out. Wood's time is a 212.291 with Conk Door? Guess we're using the big goose. Dude, that's so stupid. Of course the phantom fail pops up. That's so stupid. I don't understand this fail. At least it didn't happen on lap 3. No finish runs today. I'm looking to finish a run today, but first, there is a new world record improvement. Wood improved to a 212.255 with Mariachi Waluigi. Out of all the grinds thus far, this is the most interesting character selection-wise. These aren't actually the fastest characters, it's more so to set a record with someone that's workable. I like the creativity. Oh, who was that? The Danny? I finished my first 3-3 run with the new shortcut, a 212.887 at 6th place. It was very improvable. I'm done for today. We have a major change in the world record history. Wood has switched to the cow, which is the optimal character, and ripped out 3 improvements in a row, finishing with the first sub 212 with a 211.977, marking the 5th improvement in 3 days. That means I'll have to use the cow now. It was inevitable. Oh, save it. I found a little time save before the new shortcut. You can barely squeeze a charge jump before jumping on the wall, saving about 0.1. It makes it a little bit harder to hit the shortcut though, so I have to be selective when doing it, since it's not needed just yet. Despite the findings, I didn't use it in my next PB, which was a 212.312, jumping to 2nd and within striking distance of Wood. Session 4 was stone cold, so let's go to Session 5. I'm finally having some success with the charge jump before the shortcut, leading to 2 nice improvements starting off the session. First was a 212.083 and then a 212.035, getting very close to Wood's 211.9. He's gone a few days without improving because he's also trying the new charge jump, which is making it harder for him to improve with the inconsistency. Who's going to break through first? I almost fell off after the lap 3 shortcut. It might not look like much, but it was really close to being devastating. This run had 2 out of 3 charge jumps before the shortcut. Lap 2 was too poor of a setup to go for it. That's the first unique track in about 2 months. You would imagine there would be some movement over the leaderboards over that time. And there is some movement. Zay grabbing his 9th track, still trailing P by 3. This was a nice grind after taking some time off of time trials, especially on a track I despised going into. And guess what? There is another opportunity with the new strategy on this next track. Ah, yes. Acorn Heights. This is a beautifully designed track, and it's in the middle of a revolution. Watch this section carefully. This is a brand new strategy. You jump from the vine onto the wall, detach from the wall, and then trick off the lamppost that launches you onto the wall inside of the shortcut. That was a lot happening. The old method was to trick early off the vine onto the wall, and then clip the side of the vine to go tight, and then use a mushroom through the mud shortcut. With the new method, the mushroom is now used at the very end. All these changes result in a 0.2 time save for every lap. Alright, get ready for this one. The world record holder is Demon, and we have some lore to go over with him. Demon is an iconic Mario Kart Wii time trialer. He's dominated Maple Treeway for over a decade. What's the track name again? Maple Treeway? That's a tree track, right? Well, Acorn Heights is also a tree track, which is ultimately why he plays it. He has very similar dominance here as well. Mirai implemented these new strategies 2 days ago, and Demon has responded with 6 improvements, up until his current time, a 157.595. I may have joined the party a smidge late. I got the Brewers winning easily. 10-0. Yep, that's my only Twitch clip for the grind, talking about baseball. There was a lot going on this session though. I started off with a 157.171 sneaking on the top 10, but during this session, Demon decided to just tear the limbs off of Acorn Heights. He improved another 3 times, the latest being a 157.507. That marks 9 world record improvements in 3 days. I literally just got here. I wrapped up the session with a 157.891 at 4th. It's not a fair fight. To my surprise, there were no improvements at the start of the session. I think that gave me a little mental relief, as my next improvement would be a 157.624. It's second place, but 0.1 on this track is a lot of ground to make up. I ended the stream, but I was in the mood to call with my friends and play for fun. That was insanely lucky. I practically played to my best splits in this run. I don't know if I can replicate this. Oh yeah, and it turned out Demon went on a vacation after his low 5, so I caught 2 breaks on this track. Very fortunate in many ways. 2 unique tracks in 3 days is almost unheard of this late into the game's history. I'm going to try and take advantage of this momentum. Really? You picked Desert Hills? You got served humble pie the last time you tried this one. Why even bother? Desert Hills has had a complete makeover the last time we saw it. For such a simple looking track, it now has one of the worst strategies for consistency. This is the barrier bounce, and it has a less than 1% success rate. Even if you do somehow make it, the driving will be nerve-wracking. Guess who found this monstrosity? Yup, it was UniXV. Did you expect anyone else? Now, we didn't cover him the first time around. The world record holder is Cole, and yeah, he's kind of the overall Mario Kart GOAT. Out of all of his accomplishments, his most notable in my opinion is having a decade-long world record reign on Luigi's Circuit in Mario Kart Wii. And Luigi's Circuit is regarded as possibly the hardest single-track record in any Mario Kart, so you can see why I got demolished earlier. He has set 24 consecutive world records in a row on Desert Hills. He has a death grip here. There might be a silver lining to this though. Cole's time is a 132.336, and it's almost 2 months old. He might not be active here at the moment. I played some Desert Hills when playing online about a month ago. It didn't have the barrier bounce though. It was a 133.617 at 7th place. This time I'm learning it with the barrier bounce. No way. Ha! Oh my god. The first try. I've never made it before. There's one thing that sticks out to me when trying this. The barrier bounce is really similar to a glitch in Mario Kart Wii, mindlessly throwing myself at a wall until I get the right result. I did that for years, so I should be used to this. Day 1 did have a finished run, a 133.460 to gain 1 spot at 6th. It was very sloppy. I'm just happy to have finished something. Yikes. Oh, Despite the barrier bounce eating all of the runs, everything else afterwards was consistent. Every time you hit the strat, you should be able to finish every run. If you contain your nerves well enough, that is. This was the next improvement. Oh wow, what a jump. 132.351 and already 17 milliseconds from Cole. I don't think you can get any closer than this, right? Oh come on, seriously? 5 milliseconds this time? How is that even possible? Early! Dude, I think I got the right pixel too. But I timed it earlier than f***ing. I'm early. Consistently early. Frustrating end to the session. No more barrier bounces. No way. I'm probably not going to make another one this stream. That's as good as it's going to get. Yeah, I wasted all my luck for the stream. Still struggling with the barrier bounce. I would have better luck at a casino. It was only fitting to barely beat Cole after barely not beating him. I'm fortunate he was inactive. I think he would have had something to say about this. We'll take it though. Let's read some YouTube comments on the record video. Let's see here. At the moment, Logan holds the record for the most active world records in Mario Kart World and Mario Kart Wii at the same time. Hey, thanks man. Let's see the replies. So this Logan is the same as Mario Kart Wii? Dude, you've had almost 5 months to realize that. You're going straight to the gulag. Some people, man. Anyways, there's yet another opportunity with an unused strat on this next track. This is quite a fortunate run we've been on. We didn't cover Dandelion Depths earlier. The design of the track is essentially a parody of the Wooded Kingdom in Super Mario Odyssey. Alright, Dandelion Depths has an unused strategy that could give us another opportunity. Hockey Lord forwarded this message to me a few weeks ago. Let's give it a watch. Okay, so 2 changes. At the end of the mushroom shortcut, you release an SMT instead of a UMT, and then use the pole to skip the corner. People have estimated this to save 0.1 to 0.2. After playing Desert Hills with the barrier bounce, this seems way more doable. The world record holder is Kaiman. He is an accomplished Mario Kart 8 Deluxe time trialer, and he mains Dandelion Depths with some nice success. He set the previous 4 world records, and his current time has some duration. His 219.228 has been standing for a month and a half, so just like Cole, he might be inactive at the moment. We've made some savvy choices of late. I feel like I didn't take the ending well. Yeah, this strat is really gettable. I cannot believe other people have not been attempting this. It seems so obvious. I didn't PB because the rest of the track is hard to pick up. Are you f***ing serious? What? Dude, God, what the f***? There's always a weird time loss on lap 2 to Hockey Lord's Ghost that I just don't understand. This track is so weird. No PBs on day 2 either. We finally got something on the board, and it was a major jump. A 219.262 to jump to second and just a mere 34 milliseconds away, and still no sign of Kaiman. Are we going to get away with another one? I stole another one. That is 4 unique tracks in a 9-day stretch. And not only that, the world record ties Alberto for the most all-time concurrent records with 5, making it 2 games with having the highest concurrent records. We did catch my unique track count in Mario Kart Wii though. I have 23 in that game and this notched 24. However, there's no movement on the unique track leaderboards. That means it's time for some YouTube comments. Who else is waiting for Summoning Salt? Dude, trust me, I'm the only one that can tell this story. Another text message? Oh, it's actually from Summoning Salt. It says, "Dude, I wish I made this video before you. I could have made so much money off of you. P.S. Would you rather press the red button or the blue button?" I'm not going to respond to that. I think it's time for a heat check. What's next? Excellent choice. Wario Stadium is one of the most popular tracks to play in time trials and online. It's going to be highly contested. There is an interesting flow to this track. Every lap is drastically different strategy-wise. Lap 1 is the coin collecting lap. You need to ride this wall to get onto the top rail, precisely trick off the rail to perform a wall clip. This will properly align you to get on the left wall and collect the coins on the rail. Luckily lap 2 is more simple. We get to perform a notorious strategy called the Veiler strat. You do a charge jump onto the wall and then do a frame perfect right trick on the rail to cut the corner. It's relatively precise, but this gets amplified even more on lap 3. This is the coinless Veiler. It basically makes everything we just described 10 times harder because there's no coin there. Every time you collect a coin, it gives you a tiny speed boost. Collecting a coin in about every other situation will not matter, but it does here. It's a massive change not having that coin boost lap 3 to get on the rail. It's the most common fail spot. We can finally get to the player who holds this record. That is Nugget. He's a Mario Kart Wii time trialer, known for his strong time on Bowser's Castle. He accomplished the first sub 220 a few months ago. He mains Wario Stadium and World. He's had nice success here with 8 world records. His time is a 201.088, and once again, it's an old time, almost 2 months old. Let's give her a go. Whoa. Let's find out. The strat. Aww. The second biggest run killer is the lap 1 wall clip. This made the first session rough. No improvements. And I am gonna lose it, dude. I'm gonna lose it. I bounced on the rail. This could be a lead, actually. Oh my god. No! Oh, it was so fast. Random fails keep popping up. It happens. Tough couple of sessions here. We finally have some success. The first improvement is a 201.331 to grab 4th place, about .250 to go. The consistency of the lap 1 wall clip is dictating these sessions, and it keeps getting better, leading to another improvement, 201.160, gaining a spot for 3rd and now in striking distance. This run was very strange. It was essentially a mirror of Nugget's run. He had a weak pace with a strong lap 3. I had a strong pace with a weak lap 3. I had to improvise the lap 3 Veiler because I bounced when latching onto the rail. If you bounce at all, the right trick isn't possible, so I elected for a backup trick to limit the damage. That adjustment helped me barely hang on for the record. 25 unique tracks is an absolute milestone. That is a completely absurd number. I'm a little intimidated for this next track though. Okay, there's something that really bugs me about Choco Mountain. How is it possible to remake a track that doesn't even look like the original? They replaced the mountains with mud puddles, and the entire thing is branded with Chargin' Chuck. At least they still have the massive chocolate ball from the original. That's enough messing around. Choco Mountain has changed drastically strategy-wise since June. We have a lot to go over. At the very beginning of lap 1, you now jump into the mud like you would on lap 2 and lap 3. And here's the biggest change in strategy. Using this ramp, you can perform a huge charge jump over the mud lake. This is called the Uni strat. Yes, UniXV found the strat as well. I think this is his 4th strat in the video. You need to do the Uni strat all 3 laps. It's a challenge. The world record holder is 12th. She's a relatively new time trialer. Mario Kart World is their only game with a world record. 12 has set 4 world records on Choco Mountain. She reclaimed the track yesterday with a 201.446. We get to finally play a track with some recent activity. I think the Mormons are at the door. The vibe is a little bit different with this one. I think there's some mental fatigue setting in. This is the 6th track in a row in a 2.5 week span, and I feel worn down. The first session did result in 2 PBs, a 203.190 at 7th and a 202.566 gaining a spot for 6th. Despite the finished runs, it just wasn't feeling great with the new strategies. I needed to take a little break. I'm back after taking a couple of days off. I think I caught on to the reason why I feel so stressed. The tough part about Choco Mountain is the 2 Chargin' Chucks running back and forth after the Uni strat. If you are on a really good pace, you're going to be hit by them. That creates a pace lock. The majority of my attempts would fail here because my driving just wasn't good enough. The strats were too sloppy. You essentially need 6 out of 6 good strats, 3 good mud cuts at the beginning, and 3 good Uni strats. Let's practice a little bit. I'm going really wide. Wow, that was a really weird one. That's a good one. Yo, I didn't get charging cucked for once. It's kind of nice. I'm getting better at the mud hop and the Uni, and I got rewarded for it, jumping to 2nd place with a 201.677. It's still a bit of a reach to get to 12th. I need to keep practicing. That'll be for tomorrow. Oh, f off. I had to really improvise here. Oh my god! Dude. Yeah, dude. God, that one felt so good. Wow. That was my best lap 3 in a clutch situation. 12's lap 3 is the best split, and I somehow matched it with a perfect Uni. This happened on Halloween night, but the records count in the UTC time zone, so it'll go down as November 1st. This is officially the conclusion of the month of October. 6 unique tracks in the month. It all started from the motivation from the Fast 52 event. Make that 26 unique tracks. There's some serious speculation going on. There are 4 tracks remaining, so the question is starting to pop up. Is 30 out of 30 possible? Well, if you look ahead, all 4 of the tracks remaining have perhaps the strongest track specialists. These are their reigns. Yikes. We're talking about multiple months dominating a track for some of these guys. I'm not going to give in and say it's possible. It's too hard still. I'll try this one with low expectations. Mario Bros. Circuit is the pilot track of Mario Kart World. That means this is the first track featured in the game. Pilot tracks are notorious for being the most optimized record. Since it's the first track people will see, it will be the most played. Let's cut to the chase. Like many tracks we didn't do earlier, Mario Bros. Circuit has had a lot of changes made. You no longer mushroom through the tires at the start. Instead, you charge jump into the barricade and launch over the tires. That changes the mushroom spot to the end of the track. You now trick over this rail to start a charge jump and mushroom through the boxes. I bet you'll never guess who discovered this one. Go ahead, take a guess. Yeah, shocking. It's time to face the man himself, Super FX, also known as Kyle. He's the world record holder. Kyle is very well known in Mario Kart 8, both Deluxe and 8U. Hey, is that a Miiverse account? I haven't seen one of those in a while. I will respect his privacy and not look at an old Miiverse. He did a birthday Q&A in 2016. Jeez, I wonder how that turned out. Yep, just about what I expected. I could only imagine what people were asking to get banned. Sorry, I got distracted. Kyle has virtually owned Mario Bros. Circuit since launch. I don't think I could beat him, unless he doesn't play. Alright, this starts to get a little weird. Kyle is actually encouraging me to beat him on Mario Bros. Circuit. He DM'd me some strat ideas and said he's not going to defend the track because he doesn't want to deal with me later. Definitely not the way I would have drawn it up, but I will respect his wishes. Kyle's time is a 146.446. I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
Batty time apps.
This is tough. The barrier bounce at the very start of lap 1 is killing me. I'm maybe getting this 1 in 5 times on average. I'm unable to practice the rest of the track because I can't get anything past the start 80% of the time. Oh well. Yes, that says Session 5. Sessions 2 through 4 were essentially replicas of Session 1. I did get my first PB in Session 3 with a 149.234 at 8th. It wasn't enough though. I needed a boost in confidence. I'm doing a character swap. We're going to Nabbit. He might be faster here. I feel like I'm at the point where I've played the track enough to start trying out Kyle's new strategies we hinted at earlier. Here's what the strat ideas are. The first idea is on the second turn. The initial lead up to the turn is jumping off the right rail and charge jumping onto the left rail. Now here's what the idea is. You can possibly do an extra trick landing on the left rail and cut some of the turn off. This would be very precise. It felt frame perfect. I found you can shake trick it to make it easier though, thank goodness. Doing this perfectly saves about 0.1, but on average it saves more towards 0.050, and you can do it all 3 laps. However, the second strat we're going over is a lap 1 only strat. It's on the very next turn. Instead of generating a UMT around the turn, you release a SMT after collecting the coins, and do a quick edge trick on the right. Kyle didn't even need to tell me about this one. I figured it out before he told me. This doesn't save as much as the rail. You save 50 milliseconds if you do this perfectly. And now the final strat, which can only be done on laps 2 and 3. It's on the same turn. The initial way is to do 2 edge tricks and then generate a UMT, and now the new method is to do not just 2, not just 3, but 4 edge tricks in a row. We weren't sure if this saved because it's so hard to do, but it saves about 50 milliseconds if done well. Kyle had a 4th strat in mind using a wall ride around the turn, but it didn't pan out. This one would have been a little ridiculous. Anyways, none of these strats are easy time saves. You need to earn every single one of these time saves. We implemented the strats in the next improvement with a 149.111. Not a big improvement, but it put us in the top 5. It's day 10. Just like on Choco Mountain, I'm starting to get mentally worn out. I had to stop streaming. It was too much stress. I'm officially on my longest grind and still a long ways off of Kyle. There were 2 more PBs on session 7 and 8, 148.892 and 148.701. I've been stagnant for 2 more sessions, and I simply can't stream anymore. I didn't say I would quit the track, but I need to play by myself for a little bit. Hopefully I can get my confidence back. I think I'm confident enough to start streaming again. Flipping out badly last stream, but I'm starting to build a little. Like, it's still tough, but that's why this is such a bad streaming track. It's over. It actually freaking happened. Mario Bros. Circuit was a 140-hour grind over 18 days. That's almost 8 hours a session. I could only imagine what would have happened if Kyle decided to play. I don't think it would have happened if he did. Unique Track 27 is in the books. I used up all my energy for this and I needed a break. Why are we going to Mario Kart Wii? I haven't set a world record in Mario Kart Wii this year, and I want to keep my yearly world record streak. This would be 8 years in a row if I could do it.
Dude, last night was a fucking nightmare, dude. Okay, so I was taking a shit. I was playing dice with Blake, and there's a cockroach that crawled up my butt. Especially if the beer is only like what is it? It's like, ah! Oh! I spilled it.
I ended up getting a new Moonview Highway improvement in about a 2-week grind. Really efficient for not playing the game for half a year. Make that 8 years in a row, setting a record. I'm ready to get back on World, but not in the way you would expect. This is the timesheet grind. I pick out my worst tracks and grind them until I'm satisfied with my timesheet. I would be on the timesheet grind for another 2 weeks to feel completely derusted. Salty Salty Speedway was the last track I played on December 26th. I'm finished with the timesheet grind, and I'm prepared to attempt the next track. We have arrived at Airship Fortress. This is the last retro track we haven't set a record on. I have a lot of concerns going into Airship Fortress. This track has been due for a pace break for a while. On the third turn, there is a frame-perfect right trick that sends you over a rocky wrench. It's not a problem for lap 1 and lap 2, but on lap 3, the rocky wrench will pop up and get in the way. You need to improvise and do a different trick to get around him. However, if you happen to get on a perfect run up to that point, you could do the frame-perfect right trick and try to beat the rocky wrench, which would result in a huge time save instead of going around. It would save easily over 0.150 if you beat him. 2 players have been trying this for multiple months, Email P and Lego Wee Man. Neither have beaten the pace lock before. Email's reign just ended here a few days ago. Lego Wee Man is now the world record holder. This is his first game setting a world record, and he's had plenty of experience on Airship Fortress since June, setting 11 world records. He also really likes Cataquacks. I don't know why, so don't ask. Lego Wee Man's time is a 154.337, which was set yesterday on Christmas Day. That's neat. It's been over a month since attempting a unique track. Hopefully I'm not rusty.
That's my issue. I'm not straight. Oh, wow, that would have been... No, I can't. No, come on.
I didn't mention this earlier. Airship Fortress has possibly the most precise driving on any track in this game. You have insanely precise wall bonks on 2 turns, the spiral being the hardest. It takes 2 perfect bonks to get a perfect spiral. That was my biggest working point for the first couple of sessions. 2025 was starting to wrap up. Let's jump forward to the new year. Happy New Year. I would end up breaking out my first PB of the year with a 154.598, making a large jump to 3rd place. 0.3 to save on this track will be a towering task though. I'm already playing close to my best splits, which really isn't a good thing. You want your PB to have a little distance from your best splits to know there's a lot of improvement left. Oh yeah, Lego Wee Man also improved today. He set a 154.322, a 15 millisecond improvement. Looks like I won't have the same luck as Mario Bros. Circuit, which is how it should be. I had another improvement today, and it was a big one. 154.422, still 3rd but much closer to 2nd now. I'm now within 50 milliseconds of my best splits. Still not great. I need to push my splits down even more if I want to have a shot. Despite the nice improvements, I had an axe to grind with the community. Everyone was anticipating Email or Lego Wee Man to get a pace break at any moment now. Nobody was even considering that I could do it. I felt ridden off. There's only one person that can doubt me, and that's myself. I fixate really hard on people doubting me. I'm more motivated than ever.
How close are we talking? Oh, that's not far away, dude. Oh my god. That is not... That pace sucked. No. That's not that far away.
How can you look at this clip and not think I have a chance at this? This was just a few frames off of beating the rocky wrench. Surely people will consider me a contender now. Oh,
Lego Wee Man just posted in the world record announcements. He got the first pace break world record. It's over. My splits didn't even give it then, and they sure won't give it now. I guess we'll give the new record a watch. Why not? Yep, there it is. A massive time save to kill the track. It looks like we're going to come up short here. It was a good run while it lasted. Wait a minute. He missed that trick. And he missed the low trick on the red rail? And he also missed the trick before the cannon? Lego Wee Man did pull off the pace break, but he made multiple mistakes after. He only cut off 37 milliseconds off his point 3 with a 154.285. It still forced you to do the pace break, but it's not entirely dead. Even though I'm still nowhere near, it feels like he left the door open. I needed to go all in on the pace break. It's not an option anymore. Fine. Doing a crap lap one. Oh my god, please. Are you serious? It's not enough, but dude, I'm gonna end on a BKS lap 2. I have gone a week without PBing. The only nice thing is my splits are much improved. This best known split lap 2 gives me the splits for world record. The problem is, I'm worn out from streaming again. It's getting to the point where my teeth are actually chattering from the stress. I need some off stream sessions for a while. What is this? Wait. I'll have to pull it up. Wait, let me get my phone. I'll pull it up on my phone. Yes! Dude, I just pace braked. I got it. Oh! Oh my god. Whew! Holy shit. I just got Airship Fortress. Yes, dude, I got Airship. Oh my god. 28. I'm shaking. I spent so long to do that. I can't believe it, man. The clutchest run I've ever set in this game. This is my best pace and first pace break, and it couldn't have gone any better despite the massive nerves. I could feel my heart beating out of my chest during the final spiral. This one felt extra good knowing not many people gave me a chance from the start. This was a 150-hour grind over 17 days, and it could have been much longer if I didn't clutch up on my only chance. You know the drill. It's time to go on another timesheet grind. This one was similar to the last one. It was another 2-week grind to gain momentum. It was honestly pretty fun. I'm done. 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 I'm still not giving in that 30 out of 30 is possible, but man, if we could pull off this next one, I might start to think really hard about it. That's not a typo. There is a question mark in the official track name. It's the first track in Mario Kart history to have 3 spaces in the name. Great Block Ruins is a technical buzzsaw. There are 3 major sections that are very demanding. First is the Mushroom Cut. You need to do this well to set up the first major strat, which is the wall ride. Coming off the Mushroom Cut, you left trick and detach from the rail to fall on the ramp. Align your trick to face the wall on the sharp turn, jump off the track, get onto the wall, and then do a frame-perfect trick getting back on the track. This is a hard strategy, but we have one more strategy to cover, and it looks even more insane. Just take a look at it. This is the crate alignment strategy. The crate actually explodes during real runs. The replay keeps it intact. I would say the lead up to this is the hardest part. You need to jump off the wall at the correct height to nail the sequence. The trick in midair is also important too, but the wall ride and full commitment holding left is key. Any indecision will result in a dead run. The patch back in July actually made this harder. You used to be able to brake and go tighter. That's the brake dust flying up. That is now impossible post-patch. This is the only track that got harder after the patch. Total it all up and you have to hit 9 out of 9 precise strategies. Not many people play this track for that reason. The world record holder is Spezzy. He is formerly a Mario Odyssey player turned a Mario Kart player. This is his only Mario Kart with a world record page. He's very good at multiple tracks, the next most notable being Drybone's Burnout. This is undoubtedly his best track though, having success since launch and has owned the track ever since the patch raised the difficulty, setting the previous 10 world records here. His time is a 202.094 just a few days ago right after I got Airship. He got a head start on me. There's a lot at stake here. I think if I just stick with the plan, it's gonna keep working now that I know what I'm doing. My first goal was to get into the top 5. It seemed a bit far-fetched for the first couple of sessions because they looked a lot like this. Just straight practice. Practice, practice, practice. It might take some time to find my stride here. Dude, how'd I go so wide? What? I went so low. Yeah, it's been a bit rough. This might just be the hardest track to finish a run on. You kinda have to accept that. It took over a week to finish my first run, which was a 202.624, hitting my short-term goal of top 5, snagging 3rd place. Second seems gettable, but Spezzy has a half-second gap from there. He's active here still. The odds aren't looking great for me. Holy shit. Oh my god, I just collected the right coin. The consistency has slightly ticked up. Not enough to show significant improvement, but enough to fluke a run out if you get lucky, which is what happened today. I grabbed 2nd place with a 202.299. I'm in no man's land, being similar distance time-wise to 1st and 3rd. This run had all 3 frame-perfect tricks on the wall ride too. I don't know how much more I can improve here. I got my improvement, but Spezzy improved to a 202.055. Ouch. It's gonna get really hard. The desperation is at an all-time high. I stopped streaming for the 3rd grind in a row. It was getting so bad, I unplugged my internet so I had no connection with anybody, just to solely focus on this one track. I want this so badly. Spezzy improved again, this time a 202.003. I'm broken. No other way to put it. I've put in so much time just to come up short. Spezzy was double barreling Dry Bones Burnout along with Great Block Ruins, just making it look really effortless. You just have to tip your cap, man. No other way to put it. Oh, Spezzy is streaming today. I guess we'll look at the title. Now, I know this is just a playful title, but the competitive side of me lit on fire. Now, I told myself a long time ago I wasn't going to be a spiteful person anymore. Not to motivate yourself, just to spite someone. But I think we can make an exception just this one time. Do it. What's it gonna take, dude? Yes, dude! Oh my god! 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 Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit, dude! Oh my god! I'm so fucking happy. Finally. There's no words to explain that. It took every ounce of my spirit to not break under that pressure. That was 170 hours invested in a 20-day span. I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling. That is unique track 29. And that means every attempt from here on out will have a chance for complete perfection. But first, it's time to go on another timesheet grind. This time it was... Wait, what's happening? Ooh, ouch. It just doesn't get any easier, does it? I haven't even glanced at Rainbow Road, and Tech just put himself far from the competition. Arjon and Optic were contesting him for world record, and Tech shut the door on them. Both of them got off the track immediately. There's one thing that stuck out of my mind when I saw that run. That's a run that will separate the contenders from the pretenders. So now this timesheet grind needed to be really good. I needed to generate momentum into Rainbow Road. Oh, well, this is new. Yes, I will squad queue with you, Joanna. Should we go swoop? No, we can't go swoop. He's a knockoff. Knock off, Bitty Bug. Whistle Stop Summit was the last track of the 3-week timesheet grind. That means it's officially time. It's only fitting for Rainbow Road to be the final track, and perhaps the most iconic one in the entire franchise. Rainbow Road is a behemoth of a track. It has 4 separate sections, with all 4 having their own soundtrack, and it is by far the longest track in this game at just under 4 minutes. It has a multitude of challenges. Section 1 is like an auto-scroller section. You shouldn't go too fast nor too slow to prepare yourself for the most important section, which is Section 2. There is an incredibly precise strategy that will dictate the rest of your run. Jumping off this waterfall and into the coin ring, you need to collect 3 coins. This is called the triple coin. If you see your coin count jump from 8 to 11, you've done it perfectly. The majority of attempts, you will get 2. The top Rainbow Road players really hate this strategy, because the difference between collecting 2 versus 3 coins is about a 0.300 difference. There is a pace lock 2 turns later. The train will drop down 2 coins and you will need to be on a perfect pace to collect the first coin. That's why Section 1 is an auto-scroller. And now the final strategy of Section 2 will determine if your run will continue. This is the turn skip. Everything about the turn skip is just incredibly precise. The turn leading up to it needs to be perfect. The landing has to be perfect as well in order to collect the 2 coins on the next turn. If you completely nail the entirety of Section 2, you should be entering Section 3 with 20 coins. This is why having all 20 coins into Section 3 is important. Just after the mushroom shortcut, you have 2 possible things you can do, depending on how many coins you have. If you have 20 coins, you just simply go tight on the next turn and jump down. If you have 19 or even 18 coins, you need to go wide and collect 1 or 2 coins, depending on how many you need. This is where the bulk of that 0.3 time save comes into play with the triple coin. Now it's time for the most frustrating part of the track. This is the Phantom Trick shortcut. I don't know how a trick is even possible here. You aren't even tricking off of anything. That's why it's called the Phantom Trick. The majority of the time, you'll just hop into the wall and no trick will happen and the run will just die there. It's very annoying to say the least. Luckily, the final section, Section 4, doesn't have too much going on. It will play very tough though, because at this point, you'll be under a lot of pressure to finish the run strong. The most pivotal part of Section 4 is the turn skip. If you're first seeing this, it looks insanely hard, but this shouldn't be too bad if you're well practiced and can contain the nerves. And then the final scary part is the final edge trick to finish the run. This is easier to fail than you think, but just like the turn skip, you just need to be practiced at it. One more glider and that is Rainbow Road. We've already talked about him a little bit, but now we can go over him in more detail. The world record holder is Technical, and for all of you Geometry Dash heads out there, yes, that is the Technical from Geometry Dash. He was formerly the #1 player in GD and has branched out to 8 Deluxe, has had great success there, and then to Mario Kart World. He's more of a specialist in World, but he has set so many records on Rainbow Road. 64 world records in total. That is ridiculous. Technical's time is a 354.504. His run does have the triple coin, which makes it so hard to go against. He's had great success here, but I have some bad news. Technical had his Discord account falsely banned
banned a few months ago, and that has affected his motivation to defend Rainbow Road. Just an unfortunate sequence of events. So he will not be defending. There is someone that has been playing Rainbow Road since the start and will contest this though. That is Arjon1277. She has a niche of playing Rainbow Road in multiple games. She plays Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road in both Mario Kart 7 itself and 8 Deluxe. And now Mario Kart World's Rainbow Road, of course. A very unique specialist. She set 9 world records here, but hasn't been on top since August, so she'll have extra motivation once we start playing. I think that's enough explaining to do. It's time to let the playing do the talking. Oh yeah, that was a good... Yeah, honestly, that was a good water section. I'm trying to think how I did that though. Oh god, there's no way this works. Oh, it did. Yeah, too low. That's the second time I got there this stream. Now, who knows? Next stream's the creativity stream. Oops. Why not? Uh-oh. Good luck. Huh? Oh, I'm so broken. Alright, 19 coins. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Jeez. And I think I'm still just a second back. See if we could finish something here. Alright, that's something. 13? Is that 13? Alright, I got a PB on the board. I think it's worldwide tops. 7th worldwide. Right. This is my last try. Yeah, I gotta reform my turn skip. 20 hours invested already. Really? I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna get the triple coin now. Guarantee it. Yep. Hey, this is okay. Well, this might be okay. Oh god, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my god. That was that close. Oh, Jesus, of course I do it terrible. Ugh. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. There's so much potential on the table, dude. Like, there's actually so much potential. It's ridiculous. It's a 0.8. That's a new peak rank for me. Run it back. Holy shit, dude. How are we almost at 354? That felt like a fluke. One more rep at this. But what is it? Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. Yes! Yeah! That's what I'm fucking talking about! That is what I needed. Yeah, that's gonna be it. 30 hours into Rainbow Road so far. Okay, good night. See you Monday.
Oh, dude, crunch it, crunch it, crunch it, crunch it, crunch it, crunch it, crunch. Dude, you gotta. I just rewinded and got 4 minutes. Crunch it, crunch it, crunch it, crunch it. What? 574 still. Rise. Yeah, there you go. New John PB. That's what we like. Just crash after this stream. Holy fuck. 40 hours flat on Rainbow Road so far. Good night. Fine. Me. Is it 54? It is. Triple coin carried. Well, I got to see a section 3, despite it being more scuffed than my balls. 3rd place. It upped 20 hours today, but I only played 8. It says, I guess 50 hours, I guess. Good night. God. Yeah. Well, that's my first real nerves test. Holy shit. I guarantee you we will be back. We will be back there. That's like, no doubt about it. I'll chime in here. That's my first pace ahead of Tech into Section 4. There was legitimate shivers going down my spine hearing the lap 4 jingle. Alright, I'll be quiet. Aww. That's as good as I could fail, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna end on that. Good last run. Jesus Christ. 60 hours in this grind. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Record attempts tomorrow. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. This one, I might try for the fast one. Oh, no. There's just no excuse for that. It's just I'm dog shit. There's no excuse. I just suck. Too bad. That would absolutely do it. Oh my god, I have so many hours. Me. 65 hours invested in this grind so far. We're going for it all tomorrow. Sometimes I might just have to just turn my brain off and do something. Just a smidge tight every fucking time. I'm just gonna turn my brain off for the rest of the stream. I think that's the only right play. Sorry. I played like shit today. Try not to be useless tomorrow. So, night. I joked. Aw, dude. Wow. Well, it's as close as you can get. That's about as brutal as it gets, man. I was one edge trick away from the 30 out of 30. You can't come any closer than this. I barely. 2,000 hours. And I spent like 15 today. Like 13, I want to say. How long did I stream today? I'll be back Monday. Bye-bye. Alright, come on. Just like practice. Ugh. Face. Fuck. It's a dumb fail. Piece of shit. It's like, it's not hard. I wasn't even nervous. Just I overthunk it. There. I decided to take a little break this session and have some dinner. What is Sober doing?
To be more pointed at the table and less at my crotch.
He's gonna cook an egg?
Oh, that's from yesterday's egg.
This is Sobry. He's one of my friends and I wanted to watch him while eating. He cooked an egg on stream, and eventually, the conversation turned into something much more personal. I'm not gonna go into the detail for privacy, but it was a deep conversation about previous trauma in his life. And I was taken aback by it, and it gave me a lot of clarity with how I think.
I'm never gonna sacrifice being myself. I'm not gonna, go to somebody just with
Good. It meant a lot to me, hearing what he said. That's all I really thought about when resuming the session. not going to give in and say it's possible. There's no words to explain that. Oh my god! Oh! Perfection. It's perfect. It's just perfect. You're never gonna see it again. You just watched something you will never see again. A perfect 30 out of 30. Yes! I don't think I realized how much this meant to other people.
You got this, dude. Bro, I was on my bed, just sleeping. You got it.
I got so many messages from longtime friends, remembering the times of old and how far we've come to even do something like this. Sobri poured water on his head because he was just crazy happy for me. I think it's absolutely insane that people can rally around an idea like this, to do something no one else thought was possible, to believe in that idea even when I didn't believe it. Out of all of the previous experiences, I've never felt that kind of support, and I'm truly grateful for that. I'm very, very lucky to have people like that around me. And hopefully, if we ever decide to do one of these crazy things ever again, I'd like to share that experience with even more friends in the future. Thanks for watching. Huge shoutouts to these great people who helped me make this video. I actually edited this video myself, but I needed some extra help with the graphics. I'm going to start streaming again on my Twitch. If you'd like to follow that, go ahead. If you have any questions about this video, that's probably the best place to do it. And while you're at it, you should probably subscribe and show me how to stream on YouTube. I've never done that before. Need a tutorial for that one. Can't just look it up myself. That's clearly too much effort. Take care, everyone. Hopefully Nintendo releases a DLC so we could do it again soon. Hey, what'd you think about the video?